Thanks for joining us here on KGW Plus. I'm Stephanie Domerat. Chris McGinnis will join us in just a moment for a first look at your weather. First, let's get you caught up on today's top stories. A man has been arrested in connection with the death of a woman whose body was found on state forest land in Clark County. Deputies responded on February 14th to state forest land near the DNR 1100 road in eastern Clark County. Detectives identified the victim as 34-year-old Tori Garza, who previously went by Victoria Mills. Investigators tracked her recent activity through cell phone data and surveillance video. Yesterday, deputies served a warrant in Woodland and took 66-year-old Andrew Burnett into custody. He was booked into jail for first-degree murder, patronizing a prostitute, and unlawful disposal of human remains. Investigators are working to piece together what led up to a deadly mass stabbing near Gig Harbor. 4 people were killed. The suspect is now dead. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office received a call about a no-contact order violation. Deputies learned the order had not even been served and were heading to serve the suspect. While en route, a second 911 call reported a man stabbing people at that same location. 3 minutes later, a deputy arrived and saw that attack and shot the suspect. We are still waiting to learn the identities of the people involved. In Clackamas County, a murder trial continues for a man accused of killing his wife near their home in Welches in 2024. Opening statements began yesterday, and prosecutors said Michael Fournier's 12-year marriage was ending, and he was served divorce papers less than 2 days before his wife Susan went missing. The defense only spoke briefly, indicating to jurors it plans to present evidence that will prove Fournier's innocence. The trial picked back up this morning. It is expected to last for at least 2 weeks. All right, let's give you a look outside at your weather. This is the view from our Rose City Sky Cam, where things are looking much different now than they were earlier this morning. That sun just breaking through for us through the clouds. Let's get over to Chris with a look at your weather.
And for perspective this morning, Stephanie, for several hours, you can make out the freeway down below you. You could not see but 1 or 2 cars passing. That's how thick the fog was. And in some cases, we are still dealing with the fog. This is a live look right now from the Springs to the waterfront in Vancouver. The fog is lifting. And that will be the case as we go through the rest of the afternoon. So do anticipate this cloud cover up in Clark County to lift. It's 42 right now there. Switching gears and looking down along the south waterfront from the Wells Fargo sky camera, we've broken up that cloud cover nicely. It's 42 after a very chilly start. Vancouver started off at 31, so did Hillsborough, Scappoose, the big winner in the cold department this morning across northwest Oregon at 30 degrees. And now that we've got the sun coming out, as you can see here, the sky is starting to clear. We should warm up pretty nicely heading into the remainder of our afternoon. Still a touch below average for this time of the year, but we're going to warm it up to near 50 degrees, and then we go even warmer from here into the weekend forecast, which is dry. After 4 days of rain, it's nice to see some sunshine, and I think this continues for the next several. More on that in just a few minutes.
A lot of people happy about that sunshine. All right, Chris, thank you. Let's take you now to Salem, turning to developments there where the Oregon legislative session and the Oregon Senate passed a bill aimed at limiting how federal immigration officers operate inside hospitals. Supporters say it's designed to protect patient privacy and ensure people can seek care without fear. Corey Johnson explains what that all means.
Well, supporters of the legislation say it comes after recent ICE activity across the state, specifically arrests connected to people seeking care at local hospitals. And this includes a family who was detained at Adventist Health recently as they were trying to get medical care for their 7-year-old daughter. Now, Senate Bill 1570, known as the Health Care Without Fear Act, requires hospitals to create clear policies for interactions with law enforcement and designate a staff member to handle those situations. The bill would also require federal immigration officers to follow the same standards as local law enforcement when they enter into state hospitals. The bill also classifies immigration status and place of birth as protected healthcare information and requires hospitals to mark public and private areas unless officers have a search warrant. Now, last month, we spoke with local nurses who say the legislation is necessary.
They do not wear proper identification. They present in clinical areas where they should not be. Many of us have felt powerless in these moments, unable to adequately advocate for patient privacy.
Now, following that Senate vote, the bill now heads to the Oregon House Committee on Health Care, where lawmakers will decide whether it will advance forward. Back to you.
Corey, thank you. And another bill moving through the legislature would require public schools and universities notify students, families, and staff if federal immigration agents are on or near campus. The bill's chief sponsor says the goal is to reduce fear and confusion and to have at least one school official trained to identify and verify judicial warrants.
And so just that fear is causing students to miss school. And so we want to assure students and families that their schools are looking out for them. And when there is something that is happening on the school grounds, that they will get that information.
Opponents of the bill say schools already have emergency alert systems and don't need this requirement. And others who submitted testimony say it's not a school's job to interfere with federal officers. A bill to change how education is funded in Oregon appears to be dead after heavy pushback from parents. The bill was proposed as Oregon schools continue to say they are underfunded and students are falling way behind national averages. Thomas Schultz has the story.
Parents say this bill missed nuance of the education system and would have harmed vulnerable students. It also would have been a really big change for funding in Oregon schools, which for more than a quarter century have relied on something called the quality education model. Though for years, parents and administrators have argued that the amount of funding that the legislature is actually approving is far less than the quality education model says they should receive, sometimes by billions of dollars. This bill, sponsored by State Senator Janine Solomon, would have changed the whole approach by doing three things. First, put neutral experts in charge of calculating the cost of education. Second, account for different costs in rural education, for schools in denser population areas. And third, create stable, predictable funding, which makes it easier for school districts to determine how much funding they should expect. The bill came as Oregon students lag nationally in math and reading. In a meeting earlier this month, Solomon says this bill would have been a big step toward improving student outcomes.
We cannot keep doing the same thing and expecting different results.
But there's a whole lot of people who are not for this plan. We spoke to one parent. Here's why he says he was against it.
It focuses just on the average student, and we know that we have many students with disabilities, students that are English learners and new to the country. Students of color often do a lot worse than the average student, and this bill doesn't acknowledge that.
The last work session for that bill was on February 12th, and a representative for Senator Solomon's office tells us that they are no longer looking forward with moving forward on this bill, meaning the system will remain intact, where Oregon schools say they've long been underfunded. In Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
And now to an update out of Olympia. An investigation is underway after a committee chair says hundreds of people who were signed up to testify at a public hearing yesterday did not actually sign up. Thousands of names were also allegedly duplicated in the sign-up records. Now, the speakers were supposed to share their opinions on the proposed millionaires tax, which is now up for debate in the state house. But despite the discrepancies yesterday, House members still got an earful from those who love the idea and those who hate it.
A lot of the people here are actually speaking on behalf of education. How about a lesson that I learned when I was in elementary school? If you give a mouse a cookie, he will want a glass of milk. If you give them a millionaire's tax, they will want it on 500,000, 100,000, and then the rest of us.
Now, the tax would impose a 9.9% levy on household earnings above $1 million a year. In exchange, small businesses would see tax breaks, and the sales tax on grooming and hygiene products would be eliminated. The state's Working Families Tax Credit would also see a boost in funding for low-income residents. And coming up, when getting ready to go for a swim, you don't often hear the water isn't cold enough. The challenge extreme cold water swimmers say they're facing, trying to find places to train.
Matthew Herchick, new morning anchor at KGW. I'm a huge sports fan, and I know I might be from the Buckeye State, but I'm excited to explore what the Rose City has to offer. I want to make sure you're prepared for the day, whether it's bringing you breaking news or sharing those inspirational stories that make you smile. We've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Portland's #1 streaming newscast, Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
It is one of the most extreme sports on the planet, and it's becoming more popular in the U.S. We're talking about swimming miles through water barely above freezing. And as one Washington woman pushes to break records, Mother Nature has other plans. Meteorologist Leah Pizzetti with our sister station in Seattle explains.
Sun's out, fun's out. While basking on this mild winter day.
The sun slows stuff down because it's nice.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Really good. And gawking at this guy.
See, that just looks super cold. I mean, it's like really windy out there.
This group prepares to plunge.
Ice swimming is a self-induced hypothermic sport.
A sport that requires swimming long distances in water colder than 41 degrees. Melissa Kegler briefly held the U.S. record for distance in 2022. And she's now training to claim that record again.
I get hypothermia every time I do it, but it's intentional, and you kind of train yourself to understand how your body reacts to hypothermia. So it's in a really controlled manner. I would say hearing myself say that kind of makes me sound crazy.
To get her body used to it, she seeks out bodies of cold water, which is never an issue in the winter.
I call it chasing the cold around Washington. I'll go and intentionally train at certain spots around Washington to prepare for ice swimming.
Here at Alki, the scenery is what draws them to train.
Oh, Seal!
Hi, buddy.
Hey, buddy! Hi, guy! Oh my gosh, he's gonna come over.
Even though it's about 7 degrees warmer than the 41-degree criteria.
Melissa, it's really warm today. Is it?
This helps build that endurance for the coldest water.
It's been a long time since we've been down here yonder at really low tide like this.
Something that for the first time in her more than decade-long ice swimming career, Melissa can't find here.
I think that's the frustrating part is I've been subjecting myself to hypothermia for 1.5 years. Woo! For Mother Nature to take my starting line away. Too warm, doesn't work.
And the data supports that.
This winter's been warmer than most winters that we've been able to record so far.
Dakota Mascarenas is a University of Washington PhD candidate studying estuaries like Puget Sound. She says records show long-term Puget Sound temperatures increase by about 3 degrees every 100 years. But this winter's anomaly is almost that drastic.
It's 2 degrees warmer this year than the mean of the last 20 years.
That's significant.
Yeah, it is actually significant. It is statistically significant as well as a big deal for the region.
It's partially because of the warmer winter season, but also beyond that, a warming Pacific Ocean that feeds the sound.
Yeah, it's definitely a big domino effect. If the ocean's getting warmer and the air is getting warmer, then the water is definitely going to get warmer in Puget Sound.
Hey, buddy!
And that domino continues to everything living underneath.
How's that guy?
Like critters Melissa has an up-close view of while training, a draw for this sport.
It's amazing because you kind of think of the water as just, a body of water, but it's so alive when you go in it. There could be orcas out there.
While she waits to find a waterway cold enough to compete,
It's a good day for some orcas.
she trains wherever she can.
Okay, we can do it.
Hoping for the sake of everyone,
That's probably my mantra. We can do it.
things will cool down.
My goals change, but right now, as any athlete would want, they just want the opportunity to try.
Wow, I can't imagine doing that sport. Incredible, right?
Invigorating?
Yes, lots of things.
That'll wake you up in the morning.
Yeah.
Hope they get a nice stop in the sauna when they're all done. Hey, we were kind of chilly this morning and, of course, very foggy as well. The fog is lifting. We couldn't see the state capitol earlier this morning. Of course, now Salem clearing out. We've bounced up to 48 degrees at last check there. Your forecast after the break.
Hi, I'm Christine Padawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
All right, Chris joining us with a look at our weather, and things are warming up.
They are warming up a little bit, but I mean, I want to take you up to the mountain.
Okay,
there's an interesting transition there. We were talking about how that last story had us cold, and do you like snow, and do you like to ski, and all that stuff. Well, I present to you the mountain.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's out in all its glory with all that fresh snow. The snowpack up there obviously helped greatly with the last 4 days of rainfall that we've had down low. The sky clearing out nicely across the Willamette Valley in the I-5 corridor, also across the Columbia Basin. Speaking of sunshine, I like to highlight this on the sunny days that we get in the winter. Late winter, the days are getting longer. We're adding more than 3 minutes of daylight each day, and since the start of winter, we've added more than 2 hours. Daylight continues increasing, and the rate of change, that rate of increase, continues through the arrival of spring in the next couple of weeks. All right, afternoon clearing is imminent for those of you that haven't yet cleared out. We will eventually get to about 50, maybe not 50s, but 50 on the dot, I think. Dry 7-day forecast, mostly sunny for the weekend ahead. And check this out. And this is not like out of the ordinary, like, oh man, but 60-degree warmth is possible in our forecast next week. In case you're wondering, we were actually 70 degrees at the end of last February. So it's not like we're not in rare air here, but it would be nice to have a nice little mild shot of air coming our way. And we're going to do just that. This is a look at the Climate Prediction Center's outlook going beyond the range of our 7-day forecast. So this goes March 4th through the 10th, and we'll take our relatively mild 7-day forecast and probably run it out a few more days as the modeling skews towards above average, maybe not way above average, but above average temperatures for the first couple of days of March. You get a little seasick looking at this camera? This is the shot from Oregon's Veterans Home in the Dalles, looking back towards Mount Hood. It's not erupting, thankfully. What we do have is a very gusty northwest breeze that's rocking that camera around right now as the sun is out and it's 52 there. West wind will be whipping through the Dalles, actually the central and east gorge and all the way out through the Columbia Basin, not only today, but tomorrow and Friday as well. So it'll be a breezy go of it the next few days, central and east gorge, but the rest of us enjoying calm and quiet weather. And we're still waiting for the fog to lift here in Vancouver, and I do expect that to happen. Earlier today, you couldn't see anything on this camera. It's 42 right now from the Springs to the waterfront. It's 43 in Hillsborough after a morning low down near the freezing mark. Eugene right now checking in with 49. Eugene gets up to about 52 or 53 today. Salem 51 and about 50 or so here in Portland. Big perspective across the area, not a whole lot going on. The weather very, very quiet, and there's not much upstream. And so as I show you a futurecast, outside of some passing clouds, maybe some patchy fog tomorrow morning, but nothing like what we had. We're not anticipating that widespread dense fog like what we had this morning as we fast forward into Thursday. Tomorrow should be a sunny and good-looking forecast. So sunshine tomorrow, 53. Little cloud cover on Friday, and then the weekend forecast, frosty mornings and sunny, mild afternoons. 53 is the average high for this time of the year, and we'll do a few degrees better than that before our next chance of rain rolls in early next week.
All right, Chris, thank you. Still ahead, a bizarre story out of Ohio, how a sanitation worker helped catch a suspect on the run.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
I'm Trina Green, morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community, or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between. We've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
In Ohio, a sanitation worker got the shock of his life when he opened a trash can, found a man inside. Now, that happened after police say the man ran away from a traffic stop on Monday. CNN's Patrick Cornell has more.
An unsuspecting sanitation worker got quite the scare when they popped the top on a bin, not finding trash, but a person wedged inside who, upon spotting police, quickly bolted and was later arrested. Huber Heights, Ohio police say this trash can caper started when the suspect ran from a traffic stop. Dash cam just happened to catch the moment the worker lifts the lid on the case, frantically pointing police in the direction of a person emerging from the hiding spot. Police posting online saying, as luck would have it, Oscar the Grouch, as we've nicknamed our suspect, appeared at just the right place and the right time. Officers say that suspect was taken into custody and no one was injured.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
And finally today, some exciting news for the pair of bald eagles at Big Bear Valley in California. After tragedy last month, Jackie and Shadow are expecting another chick. This is Jackie's third egg of the season after her first two were lost when ravens raided the nest. The friends of Big Bear Valley say she could lay another egg by the end of the week. Aw, tending to her nest.
That is cool. And, you know, I guess we just passed Eagle Days out at the Dalles Dam, but that's where, you know, everybody goes out to the bluffs looking down over the Dalles and you can just see just dozens and dozens of eagles. What a beautiful bird.
So beautiful. It's cool to have that shot up close, right?
Yes, yeah, and cool that you can see it now. We're done with the fog, right? We've got sunshine out there this afternoon. 50 degrees today, another frosty morning tomorrow, probably not as foggy, but maybe some patchy fog. Otherwise, a dry and pretty uneventful 70 forecast.
Sounds
just the way
pretty
we
good.
want to close out February.
I like it after all the rain. Thanks so much, Chris. Hey, a reminder, we've added more live news from 7 to 9 in the morning and at 5:30 in the evening. We'll see you back here today at 4 o'clock. Have a great day.